Aloha and good morning. We're going to show you today a necessity that you need in your kitchen. And this is a ferment kitchen right here. If you haven't seen my videos before, this is Dr. Robert Cassar, and I have hundreds of videos to be able to show you lots of different ideas that have to do with various different departments that we call Terrain Modification on YouTube. So today, I've got this beautiful assistant here, and actually more than an assistant, she's one of the super special team members that we have at the Earther Academy retreat here, that people come up for 21 days to 3 months, and they basically are in school to be able to learn how to do a lot of these different types of I call them medicinal foods, and to be able to help themselves so they can disconnect their parasites, as you call them, inside, or just basically detox your body, or just give yourself a reset. This is Betty, and Betty, like I said, she is a multi-talented person, helps with also, we have another person that's helping us here too right now, Trevor Wilson, and this is our part of our team, and our team is just totally researching all the time and upgrading and enhancing and optimizing. But this theme here today, okay, is on fermentation. Now, we've done lots of videos on YouTube on nutritional fermentations. What we're going to show you now are what are called more medicinal fermentations, and you can make them a lot of ways, as you can see. Betty's going to go over some of the different ferments that she's put together, and you can see everything's in jars here. Okay, everything here, if we can, has a bisphenol A free cap. Okay, because the tops on most of the mason jars, they're metal. Okay, and they're not good to interact with because these are ferments, so they're acidic. Now, we'll go through the varieties. As you can see, we're going to make some ferments today. Okay, and we've got beets and mangoes, chayotes, apples, cauliflower. We're going to make pickles. We've got cacao. We're going to make black pepper.
From the
papaya
seed.
And you know, the big reason is, why would you want to do ferments? Why? You want to get healthy? Better learn ferments. Okay. As the reason, Betty's done a 14-day water fast when she came here in February. And tell us why you came here in the first place. Why did you even want to change your diet?
Because I wanted to change my life. I wanted to change my diet. I wanted to
fix your stomach.
Yeah. I wanted to get away everything from the mainland, the TV, the electronics. I wanted to be in the nature, and I wanted to learn from you.
Well, but not only that, what I'm asking is, why did you really, start your health kick? Remember, because you were eating a lot of different foods.
I was sick and tired.
Yeah.
I had hormonal imbalance. I had a lot of stomach problems, still working on it. And I just wanted to connect with nature more.
And reset everything. Okay, because this is what it is, guys. You don't even know that ferments are going to heal your stomach. Okay, you don't know that this is medicine. Remember, medicine is your food. Food be thy medicine. And this is one of the departments that we have in Terrain Modification. One. But this department here, you need to learn. Okay, and what we do is we have different types of protocols to be able to, first of all, get out the bad pathogens out of your stomach. Okay, all the different parasites in your stomach. And this is what we do up at the Hawaiian, I call it Detoxification Rejuvenation Retreat. You're going to do water fasting, dry water fasting. Betty did 14 days. Okay, most people at least do 7 days, and we've had people do up to 30. Okay, and why would they do that? Is because what they're trying to do is just like, think of a big pasture that's full of weeds, and you're a farmer, and what you want to do is you want to get the weeds out of the pasture. So once you rototill and you get out all the weeds, what do? That's what the ferments do. You're putting in the right seeds of the right types of things you want to grow. And you're taking out all the weeds, okay? So that's what a lot of the detoxification is about, is to really, get a new life. You can't just detox, you have to rebuild, okay? And all the ferments are live. Remember, it's not just raw food, it's live food. So why don't you go over a couple of the different ferments that you've done? And like I said, she's been experimenting. Like we have a research team here. We're constantly, all the time, looking to be able to see if we can have our work in progress become easier for regular people to be able to actually understand and do. Because a lot of this stuff, it looks like it's like, oh geez, I gotta have all this stuff. Well, your kitchen should have about 10 of these different ferments in it, okay? And we go over a lot about ketogenic, intermittent, and block fasting. And we're really trying to understand about lowering our sugar levels, okay? Getting out toxicity, getting out parasites, and rebuilding. So this is the idea of this is not so much for detoxification, which these ferments will. They're hungry, okay? And this is one thing I want to share with you. A lot of people take probiotics by their mouth, by the pill. They don't work, okay? This is what I found out, okay? And I just want you to just 2 seconds just understand this. You're going to take a pill that's freeze-dried, okay? And it's only got maybe between 3 and maybe 12 strains, and they're very expensive. And you're going to eat this bacteria. And remember, what does the bacteria need? What do we feed, Betty, all of our ferments?
With sugar.
Sugar. They need to awaken. They need to replicate many times, okay, before they go in your stomach. So this is what the idea is. Let's say you take 100 billion, because a lot of them, they sell them. One little pill, 100 billion. The one that we sell at Earthshift, the same thing. These are starters.
So those pills are miracle, but we have to wake them up.
Got to wake them up, okay? And so this is what we do here. This is live food, because when you have that probiotic, remember, it's freeze-dried. You keep them in the freezer. And what you're trying to do, and they'll say if you keep them for 6 months or even keep them out of the refrigerator, they lose their potencies because they die. Well, they get dehydrated. So what you have to do is, even if you only had small amounts of microbes, when you put the sugar in, they eat the sugar and they replicate and they have babies, and they eat more and they replicate and have babies, and eat more and replicate and have babies. So now what you're doing is you're learning how to farm good bacteria. And we're going to share with you also, remember in Earther Academy, also ways that are pharmacological ferments. Pharmacological ferments. Okay, remember you have nutritional ferments, which are nutritional. And they're good for you. Like some people, you go to the store and you buy sauerkraut, nothing wrong with it. They make it with salt and just put sauerkraut and put it together.
Well, in the store it never could be that much bacteria.
It's always pasteurized.
Probiotic
usually.
Because it will explode the bottles. You cannot even seal them down.
See?
So
that's
it's
exactly.
impossible to buy something what you make home in the store. It
doesn't work.
Impossible.
And if you do buy it, if it is, it's in the refrigerated section. And you'll find out that you'll have to take it home if you really want to make it work. And what do? Add an ounce of sugar to it, put it in a bigger bowl,
Then
put some more water.
you can make them up and reculture.
Yeah. So the big idea, remember, just to go over this idea again, because this is why you're going to make your ferments, is because you got to make them so they've had several generations of replication. And we do a lot of these, as Betty's going to tell you. We do double and triples.
I like variety. I like different tastes, so it's not boring to eat the same
different bacteria.
thing, different bacteria. And I'm just learning from you. We should mix all the different ferments a little bit together.
Exactly.
To culture new.
As many microbes as we can together.
Bacteria.
But
new microbes.
The big picture, remember, okay, is to know that you must, because don't waste your money. And you're going to go to the store, and a little bottle of probiotics, a good one, is in the refrigerated section, and they're about $100. Okay, I can give you one pill, and you could make every ferment we have here, and you will never buy probiotics again. Is because, remember, you're a farmer. Do you think farmers in the old days bought seeds? No. They took some of their seeds from their last crop, and what they did was they replicated it. Okay, so this is what you're doing. You're becoming a farmer of the kitchen. This is your Earthshift Kitchen ferment kitchen at this time. Okay, remember you have a sprouting kitchen. Okay, you could have a chocolate making kitchen. All different types of things. A liquids of vitality kitchen. But everything we have here right now is to heal your gut, or your what's called your flora. Okay, and remember, the flora make up about 90% of your immune system. They change the way your brain thinks. Happy. They help you detoxify, and what I call are your saviors in your body to be able to help you digest the foods that you eat. Remember, there are...
Strengthens your immune system as well.
What's that?
Strengthens your immune system.
100%. Okay, remember, sugar does not strengthen your immune system, but you notice we're using a lot of vegetables. And one last thing, a lot of times if you want to have a really strong ferment, what do? We add sugar again.
And then we wait.
And we wait.
Until the microbes eat up the sugar, they multiply, they get strong, and
eat up all the sugar.
It doesn't taste sweet anymore, it tastes sour.
Tastes sour. And when you're beginning, you may not like these because remember, you'll find out that healthy people love ferments. And people that aren't healthy, they don't like them. So you need to trick your palate. And the way we do it, we'll show you all different types of recipes, but we have a liquid stevia and you put in a drop or two and you can change the way your ferments so they're a little sweeter. 0 calories. Be careful of the stevias that you buy because most of the stevias are toxic. White stevia, any of the pretty much stevias that I've seen on the market, this has taken us 2 years to be able to get the stevia like this. Okay, I didn't like using stevia that much unless it was just the green stevia, but you don't have to know how to use green stevia. You can't put too much in, and so you have to play with it. But this is easy. I put about 10 drops in my tea in the morning, or if I want to change a drink for someone to be able to make it taste good for them, I put a few drops of stevia in.
The green stevia took me about 2 years to get used to it.
See?
I did not like it in the beginning.
Yeah. And
Now I love it.
And now
I use it in my morning drinks, my
I love mine now.
tea.
And in the beginning, I was using stevia that wasn't the best stevia, okay, because it was new on the market. And you have to really know, just because it's fulvic acid or just because it's magnesium that you put on your skin doesn't mean that they're all the same. Diamonds aren't the same qualities, okay? All foods are different qualities, organic versus inorganic, or pesticides ones. Okay, so the idea is what you're trying to do is really trying to get a pure form. Then it doesn't taste chemically behind there. Okay, so go over some of your ferments here, and then we're on part 2. Just to let you know, okay, we're gonna do these medicinal recipes. Remember, there's nutritional, medicinal, and pharmacological ferments. You can even make ferments with valerian root. We'll show you. It's a nighttime ferment that'll help you go to sleep, and it's potent because it's live. So what you're doing is changing a lot of the activities, what it is, of whatever you're putting in. Remember, it's the activity that makes it so your body can absorb it. And if it's alive, your body really takes it in. And one last thing, remember on Earth Academy, we show people how to actually add their own DNA to the ferments. And that's, again, pharmacological. Okay, and these are...
Yeah, I have mine here.
There's
Looks pretty real.
Okay, but we'll show you how to make that. This is YouTube right now. And like I said, you're an experimenter. You're a researcher. That's what you've been doing. It's researching. Why? Because you knew that what you were doing wasn't right. So what do? You search it over again.
I just experiment. This old things, I'm just playing with it. And actually the other day, by accident, we made a chocolate mousse. Excellent. It's just banana and grind up cacao nibs. And it's a chocolate mousse.
Sea moss too?
No, not this one.
Not this one?
This is just banana and cacao nibs.
And this one's ready right now?
Yeah, it's ready to eat, but in the second part, we're gonna dress it up with some flavors.
Oh, that's a ferment.
We're gonna put some stevia there and different spices too.
This is a nutritional ferment, and what we're gonna do, we're making it into a medicinal ferment, and you can go beyond that. That's when you can use different herbs and different things to be able to really bring out the pharmacological, which means that basically it will change physiology, is because what it does is it's like having a simple cake recipe, right? And then you have one that has icing on it, and then you have ones with the little things on top of it, and then you have ones that maybe have 10 layers, okay? So these are more complex than medicinal drinks. The recipes are a little deeper, but they're easy to do. We'll show you. And once you understand how to make them, okay, and Betty's going to go over everything, but what are we going to make here?
You want to make pickles with this.
Pickles. I love pickles.
Yeah.
Okay. And making pickles. And they're going to be live pickles, not pasteurized. Remember, everything you get in the store, just so you know, you can't even buy raw milk anymore. You can't buy raw cheese hardly anymore. You can't get any of these things. It's because they've been pasteurized. So let's just go ahead and explain for one sec here. I have to do one thing here. You guys want? go ahead and tell them about all your ferments that you're doing right here. I'll be right back, guys.
So we're doing here, it's papaya. It's pretty ripe papaya and filled up with some old coconut ferment. And this is the probiotic we use now. Once we have a coconut water and we put one probiotic in it and we wait for a couple of days, then we get a very strong culture. And this is probably like 2 months old. So I use a little bit of this in my ferment. Another one is cauliflower. We were waiting until it get down to halfway. We refilled it. We add back some spices to it, some salt. Basically, whatever you want to add to it, any kind of spices. And this is a banana ferment. This is also with coconut water, distilled water, banana, blend it up. Then this is what I made yesterday. It's kombucha, and I put a couple of mango pieces in it to double ferment the kombucha. I didn't add more sugar because the mango is very, very sweet. Then we have soursop, guanabana. Same thing, blend it up, use some coconut water and some from the old ferments. Then we have purple cabbage, probably 2 months old. I find another day when we went to run with Dr. Cassar. We went to Akaka Fall and I see this white flower reminded me to my grandma used to make in Hungary. I'm originally from Hungary, and my grandma used to make this flower drink. So I find the flower, it's elderflower, lemon and sugar, also soursop, green papaya, what else? And then later on we're gonna do some double ferments with the kombucha, soursop again. And this is Robert Cassar alcohol ferment. I believe he put there lychees, some kind of liquor, vanilla, cinnamon, chipotle pepper, sesame seed oil, and lemons, who knows what else. This is also an alcohol ferment with lychee and papaya, some vodka. And this one is a red wine, organic red wine with lychees, cinnamon, vanilla, cloves. I think I went through all of them.
Okay, now remember, Betty just explained to you her creations that she's been doing here, and you can be really creative. Okay, it's not something that you have to follow these recipes perfect. Remember, the nutritional recipes are very basic. And like I said, you will never buy probiotics again once you get your brew. And you want to just keep on building your brew, putting more different types of bacteria. You'd want to have, think of it this way. The Aborigines, they've found out, have thousands, let's just say 3,000, gut wall, different types of flora in their intestinal tract that they can go ahead and do through feces examination. The average American, this is why everybody's so sick, okay, the standard American diet, GMOs, pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, fluoride, chlorine, chloramines, these are all toxic to the gut wall flora, okay? So the people that have this type of a diet, they have about 25 strains. Very, very unhealthy. Most people have leaky gut syndrome is because they're irritating their intestinal wall. They get inflammation, and over time you wind up getting gastroenteritis. You wind up getting leaky gut syndrome. You wind up getting some type of colon problem, intestinal problem, leakage. Remember, in leaky gut syndrome is when the intestine leaks.
Almost everybody.
Almost everybody has this, guys. And if your belly's extended from the side, let me tell you, and it's bloated and gassed all the time, these will help you massively. But you're not just going to have these and think that this is going to fix you if your diet is crazy. You have to change your diet like you did, like I did, okay?
Clean food, no sugar. Organic if it's possible. Best food you can source. Local if possible.
And what do you think is the best thing to do? Is to learn fasting too, to be able to actually
Water
make
fasting.
it.
Water fasting is a miracle.
It's a miracle. Okay, and you don't know it's a miracle, guys. You know why? Because you haven't even done 1 day water fast yet. And I'm talking with dry water. Dry water is distilled water. Okay, you can do juice fast. You can do fasting from not having meat, okay, for 30 days maybe. Or fasting to be able to maybe just get off of GMOs or sugar. Okay, but the best fast and the easiest fast you'll find out is a dry water fast.
And it's not that difficult.
It's
much easier than you would think. I thought this super difficult just to stay in water. And first time I did 7 days, it was easy. The first 1 or 2 days, very difficult until the glucose leaves the body. Get dizziness, get hungriness, and from the third day, you're not hungry.
100%.
And it's easy. You get weak, you get a lot of energy, you get weak, back and forth. But it's really good to do water fasting.
And remember, when you do the water fasting, what you're doing is you're drying out your body from all the different creatures that are feeding off of low-level foods. Carbohydrates are low-level foods. Glucose is low-level foods. Okay? Protein is low-level because the caloric intake's only 4 calories per gram. That's it. The next level, so you got carbohydrates, you have glucose, and you have protein. And those are all 4 calories per gram. For every gram of those types of substances, you get 4 calories. And if you go up to alcohol, which we're making right here, okay, then it goes up to 7 calories per gram. And this is an alcohol, which, like I said, this is not what you've ever had before. This is a live ferment alcohol that's good for you. Okay, and we'll show you the protocols on how to make it. And does this taste good?
Because we put probiotics in this too.
It's alive. Okay, and you can see tell us what. Just all we have is we have our solutions, remember, and there's different things you put in here to be able to make it a medicinal. But the basic would be to be able to put fruit in of any type, okay, vegetables of any type, and add your bacteria, and then add sugar, minerals, and silica. That's the basics. Again.
Plus this one has alcohol.
And that's how you make those, and then you do the same with alcohol.
Alcohol is not necessary. It's just that we're playing and we like the flavor.
This has a chipotle pepper in it.
Chipotle pepper, yeah. I talked about that a little bit.
Okay, and remember, alcohol, if it's taken right, actually does cleansing of the internal body. You never have alcohol with food. Just remember that. It's like exercising. You never exercise breathing through your mouth. You try to breathe through your nose. There's certain rules here that I found out that really, change people's lives when you just change a few simple things in your life. So, and it smells, you can't smell this, guys, but I smell mango, onions,
mango,
okay,
everything.
And did you go over everything? We have Chinese lettuce.
No, that's the Chinese cabbage.
Oh, cabbage, okay. Beets.
Onion. Bell pepper.
And there's
mango.
first part of the video you saw that you haven't seen now, but that's when we went to pick up the mangoes, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, we got these off the tree, we didn't buy these. Just got these. Remember, this is Hawaii. Hawaii's, look, very abundant. These are different types. You can see this is a wild papaya. It's very small, mango, versus
the other kind of.
This is more hybridized. And the ones over in Kona, they have ones this big, full of meat. But you can use anything at all, anything, to be able to make sauerkraut. Remember, it doesn't.
Ferments.
Yeah, you make ferments in anything.
And the reason I saved this, the mango seed, it has so much still mango on it. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to throw that away. We're going to use the skin, we're going to use this seed because it has still a lot of sugar, so you can use it in your ferments. Not necessarily eating all these things. Sometimes we just drink the liquid of the ferment.
See, now if you really want to, just real quickly, we'll go to part 2. And part 2, like I said, this is a series. Okay, and this is a medicinal series, and you should have an Earth Shift kitchen. And just to go over just a few things, we're going to make a sea vegetable ferment. We use different types of kelp, different types of seaweed, and different things to be able to make a sea. Have you ever had a sea vegetable live ferment? Okay, triple blend seaweeds, dulse. Now, yerba mate, you can make these ferments with teas. You could make these ferments with a variety of different liquids.
The kombucha, we make it with yerba mate. This is kombucha. And we're gonna double ferment the kombucha.
And what she means by double ferment means you're gonna add sugar twice.
This kombucha is ready. It's about a month old. It tastes very, very good.
Is that the one I had before?
Yes.
Oh, that was beautiful
Not sweet.
tasting. Tastes like 7-Up.
We're gonna ferment it again. We're gonna put sugar in it or fruits in it, and we're gonna wait another probably 2 weeks, and then we get a different flavor kombucha.
I'm just going to go through real quick, and then we're going to start part 2. But if you have an Earth Shift kitchen, okay, you can make thousands of different recipes. And making the ferments, like I said, if you want to make medicinal ferments, you're going to add herbs, you're going to add different types of spices, you're going to add different things to be able to actually activate a deeper layer. So, you know, tell them real quick about this one. This is one day.
Yeah, we just did this yesterday, and I give it to you. We used an old ferment.
Soursop, right?
Yeah, soursop.
It just went.
Just took out the seeds, blend it up with the blender, and we add some old ferments from coconut water. Probably like 2 months old.
And one day. Last night,
it's exploded.
Last night, I heard this noise, and I'm listening, going. Tss. I'm thinking, what's a noise? Tss. And I couldn't figure it out. I thought it was like a rat on the wall or something. And then I go like a ghost. And this thing is like spurting out of here because of the pressure. That's why you don't get live.
And I left room there because I always do, but
and I opened it up.
It just was like.
Yeah, this is why you have to make it at home, because that's why they pasteurize everything, is because you can't go ahead and bottle everything. No. And if they do, what they do is they only add a little bit of sugar to make it so it barely. It
cannot be strong enough in the store. It just can't be.
You make your own kombucha, guys. Yeah. You make your own ferments. Yeah. And plus, what do you think it would cost to buy a thing of cabbage like this? Okay? And not only that, this has got liquids.
At least.
Should it cost $2 just for the jar. So this is important to be able to know too. You can just drink the liquid. Okay? Don't even have any of the sauerkraut. You can, but the bed that the microbes live in they live in the hard parts, like putting a big piece of mango in here. You can eat the mangoes if you want later, but that's not really what you're trying to do. The bacteria are going to live inside the coconut meat. They're going to live inside. I mean, this coconut, well, that's soursop. Look at the bubbles coming off of there. Okay.
That's from yesterday.
That's 1 day.
But that was a kind of overripe soursop.
Okay. So.
Super ripe.
So remember, like I said, these things, and let me just show you one real quick thing. This is the one she made, which I've never done before, which was
the banana.
And if you look inside,
and fermented coconut water.
What's all that stuff on top? This is golden stuff on the top of that, okay? Look at it. Remember, if it's a white bacteria, it's a good bacteria, okay? Remember, like white cheese? That's a potent colony of the microbes inside here that are on the top.
It's like penicillin.
This is like penicillin. This is like, talk about medicine. How do you make the medicine? This is what we're going to show you. How do you get this white stuff to grow in here? And you can see, let me just put this one back, but look at the colonies of the white stuff. And that white stuff, remember, if you put more sugar in, it is hungry.
And one good idea to put the dates on it. So I know that I made that in the 19th. So I have an idea how old is
Couple
the
weeks
ferment.
now, yeah.
Just to know.
Oh, look at that one there. And this is cauliflower. And you've done, what's it say?
We used it up, ate it up like more than halfway.
Okay.
And we just refeed the whole thing with the new cauliflower. We add some more spices back, some salt, and just use the old ferment.
And the way I like to do it, you can either take the white off the top, that's medicinal, or what you do is you go like this, just give it a shake. Because all the stuff on the top, that's the medicine. And if you want to eat the cauliflower, you can. But that's
delicious. You want to eat the cauliflower.
That's where the bacteria live, so don't eat too many of them.
Yeah.
But you can see how, look, every one of these are medicinal. Just to go over, look, this is a papaya one. She just made that
Yesterday.
one. Look at it. Okay, look how fast our medicinal brew's
The papaya
growing.
was super ripe.
Look at all the white.
And same thing, fermented coconut water.
So don't throw it out, guys. This is good stuff, then it's white on top. And you want to make sure it's sealed good so bugs don't get
And
in.
you want to use the skin too, if the skin it's real good. That skin was already has some little molds in it, and that's why I threw it away. But you want to use the skin.
Okay, what a beautiful thing to be able to have. Like I said, you want health? Then get yourself maybe a case of these jars. You can get these at Ace Hardware, you can get these at Walmart, you can get the tops, same thing, okay? And make yourself
And
a
you reuse
variety.
it forever.
Ever. You never have to, like I said, I can give you one pill, that's it. One pill, and you could make every ferment for the rest of your life. You could even keep in case you had an earthquake and all your bottles broke on the ground, all you need is just this little one you kept in the refrigerator, okay, like this. And this is, again, this is
Yeah.
your savior to start everything all over again.
You know what? When I left Miami, I give my friends a gift: ferments and kombucha, and they were super happy.
Yeah. Okay, I got an apple right here. You know, and I'm sort of a sour apple anyway, but I'm trying to stay away. Apples are really good to ferment them whole, just like this. You can cut them in half just so you can actually have the ferment go in, but you're not going to eat the apple. This is where the microbes are going to live, so when you bring it down halfway and you fill it back up with water and minerals again, and put sugar, in one day. That's how fast, because that's why our ferments were fast, remember, is because you already started with a very strong culture.
Yeah, because those cultures are old.
Strong
Those
culture.
are this one probably like 5 months old. Trevor made this long time ago, and we refeed this with new coconut water, some sugar sometimes.
1,000 times.
every 2-3 weeks we
Yep.
a little bit refeed them,
Yep.
and maybe some distilled water sometimes. And I'm gonna put apple in this. We're gonna blend it up with some what is this?
The brown rice miso.
Yeah.
Brown rice miso for
And,
super flavor
yeah.
too.
So the apple gonna give sugar to it to ferment faster and some taste too.
And then, just real quick here, we'll go over all the spices that we're going to show you on part 2. But you want a variety of what I call medicinal spices. Remember, there's culinary types of spices, and there's medicinal types of spices. So we have a variety of different types of cold processed herbs at Earthshift, because they're not just the ones you get at the store. Like you can get turmeric at the store, and it's culinary turmeric, most of it. And it does stain your fingers and stuff like that. It's basically made for flavor. But if you had what's called medicinal turmeric or cold processed turmeric, you better be careful with that, because that's a very strong, remember when you asked me for turmeric,
Yeah.
I said, I don't give turmeric to anybody.
Yeah, you don't give it to me like I beg you like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I said, Robert, I know how to use it. Please, I need for my stomach. My stomach is sick. I have a lot of inflammation, and I wanted to use turmeric. And actually, I never put it in the food. I mix it up with coconut oil, a couple of drops of Soleil, and just mix it up and eat it with a teaspoon.
She's eating it like medicine
And
because
I eat
it
a
is
couple
medicine.
of teaspoons. I eat a lot.
And this turmeric, if you get it on anything, clothes, if you get it just a little bit on a fork, and then you washed with a sponge, let's say, and then this sponge you wash something else, and this sponge you wash the cabinets. You got turmeric, so I don't want it in the kitchen. Be very careful to be able to go ahead and use turmeric. So, okay.
And another thing, the salt, the Soleil what we use. We don't use crystal salt. We use Soleil. On most of the things we use Soleil. And this is medicinal.
That's
This is
medicine.
our salt. We put it in a spray bottle to spray on the food.
Look at that color.
We use it with the tablespoon to add it to the food.
Spray bottles, the best way to be
And,
able to put your salt on. And this is how we make this is by using
This is your new product.
It's a blue-green algae, beet, cold extract. That's all it is the tint. So you don't have to leach it. And you just put in just a 1/4 teaspoon in this and different drinks that we make. And this gives you this very, very highly, what I call brain food. The tints are for your brain. Okay, look at the colors we got in here. The hottest chili. The chilies are going to activate. We're going to make this more medicinal. We're going to add things. So the recipes we're going to show you in part 2, play around with them. But I know that these work. Okay, just like the papaya seeds. Don't throw them out.
And a lot of things is from here, from the
farm.
From the farm.
Yeah. Oh, one last thing. I wanted to show you guys too. In part of the series, we're not going to show you how to do it now, but we're going to do this. Why do we have all these cracked eggshells and duck eggshells?
Wash it really good.
Those are
Chicken.
hard. Look at how hard those are.
Yeah, it is very hard.
Okay, these are like enamel. Okay. Now, what are we going to do with these?
We're gonna bake it in the oven for probably like 2 hours, and then grind it down with a blender, and it's gonna be our calcium.
We're going to show you a variety of different
Free
ways.
calcium.
Free calcium. A variety of different ways. And our chickens, of course, they eat insects, and that's why I look at the eggs. Look at the shells. They're
The chickens and dogs
super
super
hard.
healthy. They eat natural food. They out there all day long in the sun. We love them,
Yeah, I love his back.
and they
Yeah,
make
all day-
so much eggs.
All
so
day
many
long. What do
eggs,
I have?
so
I have my
many.
buddy down there. What does he do? Scream all day for me to feed him. Rock-a-doodle-doo, give me some more
the
macadamia
rooster.
nuts. The rooster.
The rooster.
But we're going to show you several ways to be able to take calcium. Okay, because you can get it from green leafy vegetables. And remember, most people have calcium deficiency, magnesium deficiency, silica deficiency, boron deficiency, and you got to put it back into your system. They have the gut wall flora deficiency. We just did a video on magnetic deficiency syndrome, how to make a magnetic mattress,
Yeah.
how to be able to ground yourself, and how to be able to put charge to your bed by using different rods into the ground by putting them in series.
So that's what I do mostly here, to figure it out how we can make super food, like
Superfoods.
miracle food, what has all the nutritions, calcium, everything what is possible is smart food.
And not throw anything out. Do we throw anything out? We compost
Not
everything.
really. And a
Nothing
lot of
else.
things we save it for when I make broth. Even the little leftovers from the onion, the end of the onion, the skin of the onion, just rinse it off. The stems of the cilantro, the stems of the parsley, the parts of the cauliflower we don't use, these green parts, the end of the celery, all kind of things. I just clean it really good, wash it really good, and I put it in my broth with a lot of
The broth you made was really good
yeah,
the other day.
I put
Wow.
lychee in it. I put a lot of root
Chili I
herbals,
saw you had in
herbs,
there.
nettles, burdock.
She's talking about a broth because there's different things that you can do. Remember, the bacteria that live in your stomach, they like fiber. Okay? They also like liquids, not dense, heavy food like meats and all different things, because what happens, you get putrefaction. And this is where you get a lot of intestinal problems, because when you put in a lot of dense foods, you wind up not going to
Too
the
much
bathroom.
fibers.
Yeah,
Too
not going
much
to the bathroom.
fiber, not good either. You need fiber, but too much is not good either.
Well, she's like she's saying, you know how you have too much fiber? Because you have bad bacteria in your stomach, and the fiber, remember, is made. If you have a healthy intestinal tract, when you go to the bathroom, about 1/3 of your feces should be bacteria. Okay? It's not just the food you eat. There's bacteria, just like the bacteria we're growing here, like cheese that grows. So 1/3, if your feces is healthy. Okay? Besides, if you're not healthy, you know what 1/3 of your feces is? Parasite eggs. Parasites themselves. Baggage. Unbroken down material. Remember, your feces should be broken down completely. And every time you eat, if you eat 3 meals a day, you better be going to the bathroom 3 times a day. You eat once a day, then you may go 2 or 3 times in one sitting, just because, like I do. But then again, if I have another meal, then I have to go, especially, why? It's because my system works. 4 or 5 hours, it's out of there. Okay, most people, if they eat a meal, that doesn't come out for 3 days to 7 days. So we'll go over the different ferments here, and like I said, experiment. Remember, we got alcohol ferments, cacao ferments, you got Chinese cabbage, hot sauces, they're alive. This is live food, okay? Anything in season. And like I said, you could go to the farmer's market, just find the organic people, tell them you have chickens or animals or whatever, and tell them you want to have either, see if they'll give you, you'd be surprised what they'll give you, okay, is because they can't sell this food. And the more broken down it is, like ugly looking cabbage and everything else.
Overripe.
That's the best ferments. You don't put really green stuff if you want. You can go ahead and put in, this is a chayote, but you can use green mangoes, and it comes out totally different than the ones you use when they're super ripe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have the green mango, the one?
No, because they get ripe.
Yeah.
We picked them like 3 days ago. By the time we were able to, make it.
This is green mango right here, right?
Yeah, that's from about a month ago I made that.
This is a month ago. This is green. And how long will this last as a ferment? How about as long as you can store it?
About, yeah.
They never go bad. Okay.
But we'll usually finish up like a month or so.
Oh,
So
you got curry in there, spicy.
That one has a little bit of olive oil in it.
Oh. Hunter's doing our editing and videoing, and he's going, you know what? I'd like a bite of that right now. I see him salivating.
And my favorite seasoning using instead of black pepper is the papaya seed. I dry the papaya seed in the dehydrator, and then I grind it up in the blender.
She just showed me this new trick.
So
Here it is right here.
yeah,
Instead of using black pepper, and remember, papaya seeds are super good for parasitic.
it's similar taste but much better
Spicy
than black
too.
pepper. Yeah.
Super spicy.
Yeah, I love it.
And then what do? You save about 10 seeds, and what do? You get yourself, 10 more papayas, which each papaya tree will give you about 50 papayas.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember, heirloom foods have seeds, and you don't want to make ferments with GMOs. Okay, and if you do make ferments with non-organic food, you need to wash it really good and try to remember never take off the skin. You want the skin, you want as much stuff as you can in there.
And just another thing that what we're gonna do, we have the skin of the soursop.
Which looks like it's terrible.
I
What'd you do
cleaned
with
up the
that?
soursop. We're gonna do some ferments. I don't know yet what we're gonna do, but
Yep.
so this is a soursop. It looks like fish, white fish. I took out the
Super
seed,
sweet, I know.
and this is the skin of the soursop, and we're gonna use this. This is anti-cancer.
If you look up soursop, it's not so much, it's not the flesh that's healing, it's the seeds and the skin. So when you ferment these things, what you're doing is there's bacteria in the decompositional pieces. See, if you use like this cauliflower right now, this isn't really made to, if you want to make a crunchy ferment, like we're making the cucumbers, you make a crunchy one, but you can get the most baggiest, ugliest looking cucumbers for free because they'll just give them to you, wash them off, and that's better for medicinal, as we'll go over. Okay, fresh is nutritional. Tastes really crunchy, it's really good, but if you want medicinal, you got to sort of wait until the food gets rotten, as we'll show you.
And probably
okay?
that one you're not gonna eat it, but you always drink the
Drinking the
liquid
liquids.
form. Yeah.
Okay, so
You got so much pros there. And just so you know, the papaya seed, it's super anti-parasitic.
and it tastes good when you
So
dry it.
This is medicine.
It's medicine. Okay, you can also make a high vitamin C potency. Remember, one that you would use specifically to go ahead and kick in your immune system better. Remember, 90% of your immune system lives right here. So why wouldn't you want to have vitamin C in the ferment that you want to boost your immune system? Not only do you have good bacteria, but what lives in your stomach right now, okay, is going to be fed what lives in your stomach that's bad is going to be fed a bunch of really good house cleaners, and they're going to go in because these are hungry. They're going to go in and clean house. The vitamin C it sort of like washes things out. Remember, there's dissolving agents, washing agents, and nutrificational agents. So I try not to keep these videos too long, but they always go a little long. You know why? Because they're teachings. Once you learn these ideas and practice them for a little while, you're going to say, why didn't I do this before? That's what I thought. Okay, so.
And we use all those superfoods, like the banana, what is this?
That's the cacao.
Banana and cacao.
Oh, yeah.
I grind up the
Cacao
cacao
nibs.
nibs in the Vitamix and just mix it up, put it in a jar like this. It started to get ferment, and just by accident I made this mousse, chocolate mousse.
That was a couple of weeks ago. She came
Yeah.
up, and she came up. She goes, "Give us a try. What do you think it tastes like?" And I said, "Chocolate mousse."
Yeah.
And you could make it. Remember, you could make icings if you want on top of that with 0 calories. If somebody wants a sweet, because remember, if you're not healthy, you're not going to like some of this stuff until you get healthy. So what do? Make it taste better with a little bit of stevia. Make yourself some as we'll go over, we'll make some different dressings.
Yesterday I made the ice cream for you. That was fermented coconut yogurt.
Excellent.
Freezed it in the ice cube tray.
Mm-hmm.
I let it thaw a little bit, put it in the food processor, put some lemons in it, stevia, and that was the ice cream. Super simple.
Best ice cream, and you know what? How many calories are in it? Not sugar calories.
Nothing, no sugar, zero sugar.
So
and
good
it's
ice
fermented.
cream. And it's live. Again, have you ever had live, the thing of it, live ice cream? Have you ever had live ketchup? Live hot sauce? How about live cacao? Okay, remember the ferments, it's not raw food, it's live food. And that's way higher up on the totem pole to get yourself healthy. Because a lot of people always ask me, Dr. Cassar, how do you stay so lean? Okay, how do you stay lean? Ferments. Ferments keep you lean. They fix my stomach. Okay, I had no idea how to fix my stomach, let me tell you. I had massive problems with my stomach for like 15 years. I thought I had stomach cancer, intestinal cancer, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, blood in my stools. Wow, okay? So this is why I got into this stuff. This is the reason being why I'm sharing with you this, because it's not that I don't think it works. I know it works.
It does work.
And this took tens of thousands of people have used these and bend the protocols your own way. Remember, but do use them and try to use them consistently. You know, you're hungry in the day, ferments, not a dumb snack. Okay, if you're hungry during the day, you have 10 different ferments. You have a variety of different things that you could make. Look at the chia seed pudding. That's good for you to do too. And you put some of your ferments on there, and you can change it up.
Some coconut yogurt in it. Fermented coconut yogurt.
You made me one of those the other day.
Yeah.
Wow. Remember that?
Some chia seeds, some hemp seed, some coconut shaving, coconut fiber.
And if you don't have coconuts, guys, you can buy coconut meat at the store, okay? Or you use these coconut shavings that we have. And these, remember, are full of the oils that make the bacteria really, really grow healthy. I found out that if you put oils a little bit with the probiotics, with the ferments, as we'll talk about, this is where it's making it more medicinal. We'll get into these. Remember, like I said, these are recipes we've been playing around for a long time. Nutritional, medicinal, and pharmacological.
You can blend this up with water and drain it in the nut milk bag. You get like a coconut milk and you ferment it.
Yep. I can't believe all the bubbles, and that's just one day.
Yeah.
And just before we go to part 2, look at that.
This one is like when really bubbly.
Oh, look at that one.
The red wine.
Oh, so this is what we did with this. Remember,
like
you've
really
never had a live
good.
wine, live alcohol. Okay, come on, guys. This is fun. Let me just see. And this is red wine with lychee. Look at you can see the fermentation because of all the bubbles. Oh, look at the bubbles. Whoops, you shut off.
I shut it off, but it's back on. Right. 3, 2, 1.
Look at all the bubbles in there. Okay, let me just taste it. This is the red wine, minerals, silica, probiotics, lychee.
A little bit of cinnamon stick, vanilla stick, a couple of cloves. That's it.
Okay.
And of course, starting with sugar. It's still tiny bit sweet.
Just a
But
little
we're
bit.
gonna wait until the sweetness goes away.
Oh, I can feel it. The alcohol, remember the alcohol, what happens is too, most wines are like 3%, 6%, 10%, 15 if you get a strong one. When you use these alcohols, what happens is it boosts up the alcohols because what the alcohol does is when it makes the ferments is it makes more alcohol. So you get really strong, potent alcohol, and the lychees or the fruits that you use in the alcohol, we'll go over these how to make it. That's a whole series in itself. This is medicinal alcohol, okay? The same with cleaning your skin. That's medicinal alcohol for your skin, okay? You're not just drinking wine by itself. That's weak. You're drinking wine that's alive, full of bacteria. And it's got pieces of fruit in there that are full of the strongest alcohol. The fruit, what it does is the sugars come out and they feed the bacteria, okay? The alcohol goes in and it grows really strong in the fruit. So when you eat 1, 2, 3 lychees, or you have 2, 3 pieces of mango, if you could make a wine. Remember, alcohol with all different things. Vegetables, you can even make one. I'm gonna try one, an onion wine.
Really?
I'm just gonna try it.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like to put a chili in there. Yeah, just give it a try. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, you can play with it.
You can play with it.
Whatever.
Okay, we'll start part 2 here. like I said, this is a continual series. Okay, this series is like as creative as we can be, as you can be. The series can keep on going, and all you're really trying to do is just know that you really can't mess up. Okay, but there are, like I said, nutritional ferments, and there's medicinal ferments, as you saw, what we have here with the white stuff up on top. Remember, it's growing high-level bacteria. And there's pharmacological ferments, which have to do with a higher level of game, of really rebuilding and repairing the inside of your body. Because the bacteria, remember, rebuild you. You have more bacteria in your body, hopefully healthy bacteria, okay, than so-called cells of you. And if you don't have bacteria, okay, the right bacteria, then your system doesn't work. It's just the way it is. It doesn't work. And like I said, look, if you have body fat, I guarantee you, by going on the ketogenic, intermittent, and block fasting ideas, understanding terrain modification, okay, cleaning your skin, going out in the sun protocols, following as much as you can when you can, okay, and what will happen is like I said, I've never been more healthy in my life right now, and I'm 56 years old. Okay, and everybody says, how do you stay so lean? Because of the ferments. Okay, and everybody always says, well, show them your stomach. Look, I'm an old guy. Okay, and you can see my skin. How do you stay thin? This is how you stay thin. Okay, and this is what keeps me healthy. I eat one meal a day. I don't have to have that much food. Okay, when people, and you know this, okay, when you've seen people, you've been 3 months watching people, on the 10th day is magic when they do the water fasting.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're 10 years younger. And why is it magical? Not only do you look better, not only do you feel better, not only do you say my brain's clearer than it ever has been, but now you're ready
More mental clarity.
to rebuild yourself.
Yeah.
Now you're ready to rebuild. You can't rebuild yourself, guys, until you sort of, remember, like I said, you got to clean the pasture. You got to do some work. You got to till out all those weeds. Then the ferments will work gloriously. But if you put the ferments into your crummy meal, eating fast foods and junk and fake food and all a bunch of just garbage, okay, then what do you think the ferments are going to do? You're going to poison them. Remember, these are sensitive creatures.
Yeah.
They don't like pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides, and fungicides, and fluoride, and chlorine, and chlorine. I can make a rap song on this. Okay, you can. I had a few guys that wanted to do a little interview with me so they could put together a song, a rap song on life. Okay, so anyways, because music sometimes wakes people up just by making irony into something that's fun. Because once you get sick, guys, I can just tell you, you're going to look into this stuff. But once you get sick, personally, I don't want to hear it. Well, I don't deal with sickness. Remember, we do terrain modification. And terrain modification basically makes it so your body will fix itself. As you take out what it doesn't need, put in what it does, and help rebuild it, the body's magical. It just fixes itself. There are no healers. Your body's the healer. You just have to be sort of smart enough to figure out how to get some garbage out, stop putting it in, and how to be able to put some things in to be able to actually substantiate your health, wealth, and happiness. Okay, so, all right, that was a good intro.
Well, the thing I want to say that the easiest thing probably is the water fast to retrain yourself.
Disconnect.
And get rid of all the bad stuff in your body.
Fastest and easiest.
And thank you so much
No, you're welcome.
to sharing and
It's nice to have people
beautiful
around.
place.
It's so nice to have these people around. Even Hunter, everyone's on the same vibe here. We're all here to optimize, enhance, and upgrade. And so it's nice to be around people that actually see bigger pictures, is because we're all trying to go ahead and actually upgrade, enhance, and optimize when we work out.
And we grow each other.
We grow each other.
We change ideas, we teach each other, we grow each other. It's really a miracle what happens here. It's a miracle. You have to come here and see yourself. If you want to disconnect, if you want to lose your parasites, if you want to clean up, you want to feel better, come.
It's the
See what
vacation
we
of
do.
your life, that's why. Guy, okay? And you can see my skin. How do you stay thin? This is how you stay thin. Okay, and this is what keeps me healthy. I eat one meal a day. I don't have to have that much food. Okay? When people, and you know this, okay? When you've seen people, you've been 3 months watching people, on the 10th day is magic when they do the water fasting.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're 10 years younger. And why is it magical? Not only do you look better, not only do you feel better, not only do you say my brain's clearer than it ever has been, but now you're ready
More mental clarity.
to rebuild yourself.
Yeah.
Now you're ready to rebuild. You can't rebuild yourself, guys, until you sort of, remember, like I said, you got to clean the pasture. You got to do some work. You got to till out all those weeds. Then the ferments will work gloriously. But if you put the ferments into your crummy meal, eating fast foods and junk and fake food and all a bunch of just garbage, okay, then what do you think the ferments are going to do? You're going to poison them. Remember, these are sensitive creatures.
Yeah.
They don't like pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides, and fungicides, and fluoride, and chlorine, and chlorine. I can make a rap song on this. Okay, you can. I had a few guys that wanted to do a little interview with me so they could put together a song, a rap song on life. Okay? So, anyways, because music sometimes wakes people up just by making irony into something that's fun. Because once you get sick, guys, I can just tell you, you're going to look into this stuff. But once you get sick, personally, I don't want to hear it. Well, I don't deal with sickness. Remember, we do terrain modification. And terrain modification basically makes it so your body will fix itself. As you take out what it doesn't need, put in what it does, and help rebuild it, the body's magical. It just fixes itself. There are no healers. Your body's the healer. You just have to be sort of smart enough to figure out how to get some garbage out, stop putting it in, and how to be able to put some things in to be able to actually substantiate your health, wealth, and happiness. Okay, so, all right, that was a good intro.
Well, the thing I want to say that the easiest thing probably is the water fast to retrain yourself.
Disconnect.
And get rid of all the bad stuff in your body.
Fastest and easiest.
And thank you so much
No, you're welcome.
to sharing and
It's nice to
this
have people
beautiful
around.
place.
It's so nice to have these people around. Even Hunter, everyone's on the same vibe here. We're all here to optimize, enhance, and upgrade. And so it's nice to be around people that actually see bigger pictures. Is because we're all trying to go ahead and actually upgrade, enhance, and optimize when we work out.
And we grow each other.
We grow each other.
We change ideas, we teach each other, we grow each other. It's really a miracle what happens here. It's a miracle. You have to come here and see yourself. If you want to disconnect, if you want to lose your parasites, if you want to clean up, you want to feel better, come.
It's the vacation of your life, that's why, because the first vacation you've ever taken in your life for yourself,
Yeah.
instead of going on a cruise and coming back 2 weeks later and your belly sticking out here and you go,
Yeah.
why did I eat so much? Now it takes you a month and a half just to go ahead and lose the 2 weeks worth of garbage that you've accumulated because you're being a glutton, it's called. So this is an in-breath movement, in-breath, where you stop doing something and what it does is it gives you more. If that
And
makes
probably
sense.
most of your friends gonna laugh about you.
Oh, they will.
You're paying money for this, and you starve yourself because you're drinking distilled water. And you're gonna lay around. We play music, we meditate, we play out in the grass, we lay in the
Waterfalls.
sun. Waterfalls.
Beach.
It's magic. It's a miracle here.
But she's not telling you everything we do. You're also going to get poked with some needles to see if we can support
we
getting
do
out
IV
stuff.
therapy.
You're also going to go to the colon hydrotherapist and use a
Yeah.
variety of solvents and see if we can get some huge,
It's part of the deal.
huge
Parasites.
what you would never believe that's inside you until you birth one.
Yeah.
As everybody does. They go, whoa. They don't say much
My
when they
first
say it.
water fest, I had like 50 of them, small ones. The second water fest, I had a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
The 14th day, I had like 3 big ones.
Yep.
Then
Took me
I
2
had,
years to get all of mine out. 2
yeah.
years.
I had a couple of them.
Yeah, it take you several times. So again, a little bit at a time. Okay, don't get overwhelmed with the ferments. Okay, learn some of the ones I have on YouTube right now, which are basic. Dr. Robert Cassar ferments. Just Google that. You'll see we've got a bunch of varieties of nutritional ferments. And then when you get serious, okay, because I can't share anything that really has to do with physiological change that much on YouTube, come to our private channel. We have over 300 videos there specializing specifically in detoxification and rejuvenation protocols, practices, and principles of your whole body.
And you're gonna wanna have the Earth Kitchen.
You have to.
Because we're using all these products every single day. We're making morning drinks, we're making salad dressings, we're making the ferments. ice cream,
breakfast, teas,
everything we
anything.
have, everything we eat and drink, we have superfood in it.
Those dinners that you made the other night, that's one of the recipes we're going to show you coming up here is instead of eating regular bread, cauliflower bread. That was
almond
good.
flour, coconut fiber, whatever we using leftovers too. Like I make almond milk and I use the almond pulp.
The pulp. Usually you throw that out.
Yep. I just steam the cauliflower, mix it up,
Yep.
and you got a bread.
And you get
And then the next day, what you said? Do we have more of those bread?
It's the best bread because you know what? I love bread, but I don't eat any wheat, corn, or soy because you know what it does? It hurts my stomach.
Yeah.
We did a little test the other night and had some organic popcorn, the best you can buy, heirloom. And you know, the first night bothered me a little bit. I got some
Yeah, we had it
gas,
2
a little
days in a
bloated.
row.
2
I
days
get
in a row. My
super sick.
stomach. The next I couldn't go to the bathroom, and I was bloated. And I said, "Okay, there it goes again." And it's heirloom and it's organic.
That's it.
Wheat, corn, and soy, I'm just telling you, has been all perverted. When you go to
tasted
Peru,
good.
the corn kernels are this big and it grows at 8,000 feet versus this little tiny kernel that grows on the coast at 100 feet. Okay? Coffee grows at 8,000 feet in Peru. Potatoes grows at 8,000 feet, little potatoes. Everything grows that you could imagine at 8,000 feet. Corn, coffee, maca grows at 14,000 feet. Quinoa grows at 9,000 feet. It doesn't grow on the coast, but you can buy organic coastal quinoa. It doesn't have the nutritional support. It's not the medicinal form. So everything that you have to really sort of think about is that it's not even quinoa or organic quinoa. It's where was it grown? You want it in the highland. You want potatoes from the highland, corn from the highlands, coffee from the highlands, because if not, it's all been hybridized. All of it. Even the maca when we were there, a regular maca in the Andes is smaller than this here, and it only has, real maca only has one root coming down the middle, a big long one. And it takes a couple years for it to grow at 14,000 feet. The Chinese came, and what they did was they hybridized it, and they made it so we didn't have to go ahead and grow maca at 14,000 feet. If you watch our Amazon film, you'll see where I was. I had my jacket on, it was freezing there. Okay, at 14,000 feet. They have a maca that grows this big and it can grow next to sea level at 100 feet and it's got 10 roots on the bottom or several roots, and that's hybridized maca, and it doesn't have the qualities as
Right there.
as Peruvian maca that's grown at the highlands. And so I was just on the Amazon and I didn't understand a lot of this stuff. And when you go to the different countries here, you find out, just like cacao nibs, arriba nacional. Cacao, remember, comes in many varieties, and the cacao that you don't want to have is hybridized or CCN 51. Why? Because it doesn't have phenylethylamine in it. It doesn't have the love molecule. You eat chocolate because of why? It's because it makes you feel good.
The chocolate.
Makes you feel happy.
Yeah.
It's a drug.
And you have the earth shift,
Yeah, no,
the
we have,
quinoa,
yeah, we have
black chia seed,
black chia seeds,
super high quality.
Highland quinoa, not the coastal. Everything we have basically this is what you need. If you're looking for any products, you have to really be smart and have discernment. Like I said, because most of the products are diluted that you're going to buy is because most people, that's how they make money. Everything we sell, we try to sell in the most purest, strength form and repackage everything in bisphenol A free bags, so don't throw the bags out. These are costing me about 50 cents a bag to have a real food grade bag that won't leach.
I'm using your products over 5 years, and I tried other products too, and I really see the huge big difference on the quality.
Yeah, and it's, remember, superfoods will last years longer than what the expiration date says. Okay, we even have to put expiration dates on salt and magnesium.
Because you have to, but it doesn't go bad.
It doesn't go bad.
We opened up cacaos
This cacao right here,
2013.
this is used by
This is
2010. 2010. And it's open, it hasn't been opened yet. It's perfectly sealed, as you can see, because it's in a nice vacuum seal. And it's the packaging that makes it so things will last. If this was garbage plastic, everything inside here would have leached, all the plastic would have leached into the food and would have destroyed the food.
I just found this the other day in the pantry closet.
Yeah. 2010. Is it going to be just as good? Just as good as the day it was
Just as
made?
good, because I made the chocolate and the chocolate works.
Yeah. Okay, guys, here we go. Ferment City here. Get ready.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.